So today we're going to have a video of a place near Mary Lake, near Yeppoon, near Rockhampton in Queensland. And what we're going to see is the TR-3B, and probably what Hollywood called the Red October, the RX-TC Typhoon class Red October. These objects, there were at least 3 or 4, maybe even 5 or 6 of these objects. They move extremely fast. We're going to have the voice of John Searle, who created one of these machines back in the late 1960s and was never allowed to reach his dream of having an airline service that could reach London to New York in 15 minutes in the prototype. So now we have much faster ones, which are black projects. They're hidden from us, and here is a picture of one right now. And then we'll move on to video at normal speed.
And let me tell you something, boy, there were some problems to solve. You may think it's a very simple thing to put together, but when you're trying to prove to 400 scientists who said that such a structure cannot be produced, it will not support itself, let alone fly. You open the door to all the media to watch you do it. And then you see you have to solve each problem because we're going to use the weakest material we can get. Because if the weakest material can do what you say, then the stuff you select to do the job is indestructible. The scientists watch and they laugh. The television kept coming and recording every step of the work. The media was at their heyday. But slowly the scientists disappeared. They've realized they had made a terrible mistake. You see, they said that the structure is a split beam system and it's too weak for the job we wanted to do. They were wrong. And by the time the craft was built, there wasn't another scientist present. And they never again said anything to me about what can't be done, can be done. All round is the generator section, and I can assure you it is a very complicated thing to put in. Until you come to do it, you realise that this is something very different. It takes about 8 people to pull each section in. Again, another press photograph. That's, by the way, the man kneeling is Dr. Kane from NASA. He came and spent 2 weeks with me. He went over all the calculations, he watched a model demonstration, and he wrote a report. He sent me the copy of that report. He told the media present that he had examined everything. He's gone over all the calculations, and in his opinion, they were absolutely correct. On the demonstration of the model, he told the media that model could reach the moon in less than 9 hours. Now you compare that to NASA's effort. The Japanese scientists also wrote the book, and they also calculated out the effort of that model. They also said it would take under just 9 hours to reach the moon. And to ask the readers to compare that against the NASA's effort. This Dr. Kane ended his letter to all officials of NASA with the following statement. He said, if we do not marry Searle's technology, when Searle comes out on the world market, he will lead the world, and there's nothing they can do because they have no knowledge how to do it. This is a view taken above of the cabin of the Demon 1. In fact, I often got in it for the press to take pictures. You can, there's plenty of room to lie in it. It was 21 feet in diameter and it weighed 12 tons on completion. But of course, I could talk to you for hours, for days about the things that have happened, what the experts say, and when we show them, they pull their hair out and can't answer. Again, another shot taken of that's the demo one, the one that's well known all over the world. Again, another press photograph. In fact, that one was recorded in many newspapers all over the world. That is perhaps the most used photograph in the world. I think no matter who sent me articles all over the world, books, that photo is in it. That, by the way, is the P11 on test, and I like to point out an 8-force wind Gale was running. The reporter is asking me, how on earth does that keep still? And I am explaining to him that those white sections, can we put the flash on the lower part? They're the sections of the body that's been open. What we're doing, we're using the gale force 8 as one field, and we're using the lack of field on the craft as the opposite. And we've reversed this to the back side of the wind, so we're holding it dead still. And we held it for an hour to show them it won't move until we change the conditions of the craft.
What year was that?
That's about 1968. This again is about 69, where the BBC wanted us to do a demonstration. And this is what they did. They hired 2 helicopters. They had cameras made in Germany, especially to go out on a boom. They paid £80 an hour for each pilot. And they believed, and I did tell them they were wrong, but they said they were right, that they would capture that craft taking off across the country to the final marker that they were setting up for the test. And that would be time check. The cameras are all in place, and they say, well, John, we're ready. You're sure? Yes. All right. So I gave the command for the engine to speed up, and she took off. I didn't put no support weight at the top. And boy, it went. And within 3 seconds, we got the call from the RAF radar to say that it is at the height for the test run. So I swung it round and sent it off to Cornwall. They missed it too. At Cornwall, we were notified that it had crossed the point. We returned it back to Mortimer. The time rested. All the money they spent was a sheer waste of time. We were lucky, 2 or 3 camera people did catch it from the ground. But as you can see, there is a large electric pylon in the background. The speed of this compressing the air distorted completely the background pylon. We're not sure whether it actually rained from that compression. It probably is, but we couldn't get near enough to check. We were all too busy. Now you may wonder, what was the record time? The record time was that between Mortimer and the edge, the end landmark of Cornwall, it took 3 minutes to get there. Well, I would say we're looking at about 100 odd miles. And that was a model being withheld from the maximum speed. It wasn't touching anything. We were only just satisfying the media what it could do. And that was only a model. In the distance, we are bringing the craft towards us. Now, I think many of you would be very interested in what you see in a disc shape. If you're shown a photo of a disc, if it's completely circle, the person taking it is looking straight up. No other point will give you a circle picture. We know we have thousands of photographs. If they say that they were standing so far away, then that picture is a fake. If you see an elliptical shape picture and they say they were underneath it, that's a fake. For elliptical shape, you have to be some distance away and you're taking it at an angle. If you see a diamond shape, then that particular shape is coming right sort of diagonally towards you. And it's the way the centered diamond look tells you which diagonal route it was taken to the person taking the picture. If you see it's a long strip, then it is shooting past you. It is going parallel to you. Simple little pictures tell me a lot because we have put crafts to the test to find out how they look in a photograph.
This old earth shall pass away. Man has gone his separate ways. Removed from God, confusion reigns. The Lord is soon to come again. We are waiting for the Lord. We are waiting for his return. We are waiting for the Lord. We are waiting for our reward. And with him we'll be at home in the New Jerusalem, where the streets are paved with gold and the river of life does flow. We are waiting for the Lord. We are waiting for his return. We are waiting for the Lord. We are waiting for our reward. The stars may fall, we'll know the signs, and we'll know the time is near, that the Lord is coming here. We are waiting for the Lord. We are waiting for his return. We are waiting for the Lord. We are waiting for our reward. This old earth pass away. The Lord will herald in a new day, and rejoicing will be on our way to our mansion with the Lord to stay.